Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your day. We have got some drama around the summon rush, obviously, because it ended up being more points than people expected it to be. I actually reacted to this live late last night and did a video on it, but now I see that there is a conspiracy theory floating around because of how the points are structured, that this was a mistake by Plarium, that maybe they're going to be afraid to correct at this point or afraid to address, and could have been someone setting up the points for an event wrong just because of the perfect correlation compared to previous ones and how we have seen the points be structured in previous fragment events, even for good champions like Mighty Uko. So I'll keep you in the loop on that. And then while we're here, we'll get you full context on everything as we head in close to the weekend here for Raid Shadow Legends. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so over there on the right side of the screen, I have got a post up here from Cosmos Doey Games, which, by the way, I'm going to link to the website that they run down below. It's actually a really cool source for Raid Shadow Legends. I know all of you are familiar with things like Ayuma Love and Hell Hades and some of that, and some of the other amazing websites out there for Raid, but that's one that you may not be familiar with, and they actually put out a lot of really cool stuff, so check it out down below. I'll link to it, but anyway, they've got a post here talking about Plarium's mistake in Pythion. So their theory that they're running with here, you can let me know if you agree or disagree, and we'll talk about it here, and we'll see what other people think. But what they're saying is probably a new employee or simply a mistake wrongly put the epic cost of $49.25 instead of $3,500 for fragment summons. And you can see up top they're talking about all fragment fusions are usually structured 5 for $17.50, or and then the full 15 for the $3,500, which is like the one that I showed you for Mighty Uko. But I would push back a little bit. It's not all fragment fusions structured like that. There are some where the 5 fragments have been at $21.50 instead of $17.50. So there have been a little bit of adjustments, but the 15 for 35 is mostly accurate for what we usually see. So what their point is when we do a classic fusion, like a fusion where you have the rares that fuse into the epics, and then the epics that fuse into the legendary. That's what we call in the raid community a classic fusion instead of a fragment fusion. Well, in those, you'll have certain events come up like a summon rush where you have to earn those rares that ascend into the epics. Well, sometimes they'll throw in an epic in there for a lot of points, so you can actually skip 4 rares and just go straight to the epic. And in those events, a lot of times the epic is $49.25 and the rare is $21.50. So then when we pop open this summon rush right here, we then see something very similar to that with the structure of $21.50 and then the $49.25. So they're arguing that this could be, you know, someone that was told to set up an event and they see some of the internal documents and they mix up going for the rare and the epic in a fusion with going for the 5 fragments and the 15 fragments in a fragment event. Now, I think that's a little bit of a stretch personally, you know, but I was thinking originally, I'm like, if this was the case, like if this was a mistake and Plarium was like, oh my gosh, we got this structured wrong, we put out the wrong type of event, then I was thinking like we would have heard about it by now. Like Plarium would have put out an announcement and they would have given out some compensation or something. But then I got to thinking and I was like, would they? I mean, you know, like maybe they would just say, you know what, roll with it. Like it's not even worth addressing it and taking the publicity bad PR by acknowledging the mistake. Just run with it. Just stay silent and let it correct itself and let people forget about it. They could be going that route. So honestly, it could go either way. But even so, before we read other people's takes, my take on it is that I think it's just inflation. I think they view Pythion as a really good champion, and I think they're gonna make people kind of work for it and earn it and spend more resources than in previous events. I think that's probably the 90% chance of what happened here. It's unfortunate. I wish they wouldn't have scaled it up, but they're probably enforcing some sort of inflation because they view the champion as very strong and very powerful, so they're gonna make players work for it. So now let's see what some other people think. So first up, we've got a meme here of "Oh Sweet Summer Child," basically saying like you're naive to think that this was a mistake by Plarium and not them inflating the cost of events. Plarium will reward us with an energy refill. So, yeah, the rewards coming through. They know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, okay. Once people said it's likely they will increase the summon rush thresholds focused on completing the champion chase. Feels good to be able to skip this. Okay. Yeah, you cannot completely skip this unless you placed high in enough. Yeah, this is right here. To get extra fragments, as always, if you complete Champion Chase, you still need the 5 from the Summon Rush. Yep, that is true right there. And then, let's see, let's scroll down to the next one here. New incoming CEO, new pricing. Like hasn't even technically happened yet. I did do a video talking about the CEO change at Plarium that's going to be coming soon, but I believe that's still about 5 weeks out from now. So, and this, this event structure has probably been in the works planned for a while. So I doubt that would have affected it. Not a mistake and not a surprise. Okay, Plarium inflation. Bless your heart, you think it was a mistake. Yeah, okay, so I think that the general consensus in the community is going to be kind of what I was talking about. Interesting theory, fun theory, and I like where their head's at in terms of thinking outside the box and noticing some different correlations within the game and different events. But I do think, unfortunately, it's just kind of inflation. We're going to have to keep an eye on if this happens next time. Do they revert back to the normal points for fragment events, or is this kind of like the new standard? Or does it depend how good the champion is being received? Because obviously a champion is going to have a value based on how hyped up the content creators and the player base are about acquiring them in terms of the threshold of tolerance they're going to have for how much requirement is necessary to get that champion. So going to be a lot of moving parts that we'll have to wait until the next fragment event to officially confirm. It's similar to how they the last guaranteed event, they upped the count for Elva from 15 sacreds to 20. And what we don't know as of now is that a permanent increase? Are all sacred events for legendary champions going to be 20 sacreds from now on? Or was that an increase because they view Elva as a really strong champion in a really new faction where people don't have any champions yet? So did they, that's what we had. There's things like this that could be just general inflation or could be a specific one-off situation. And that's what we're going to keep an eye on moving forward. But then let's pull up the actual calendar for Pythion as we're on Friday heading into the weekend and talk about what the focus should be. So right now we are right here. So the important thing is we've got a Dungeon Divers double dipping with a spider. So make sure you're doing that today because Dungeon Divers, you can actually see it right here next to my head. This is going to be ending very soon. That is the next thing to end. So make sure you're focusing on Dungeon Divers and getting that done. Probably doing the spider to double dip with that. And then you're also going to have to this weekend focus on the champion training. You still have a couple days left on the artifact enhancement event and also the summon rush going on. These will all take place over the weekend. And then tomorrow we've got a classic arena takedown, but those events are some of the most straightforward. So today, get in there and get that Dungeon Divers done before it expires and make sure you are planning effectively to do your best to get after the different fragments here in the summon rush. Hopefully you only have to get 5. So I can quickly talk about what that person was talking about in their comment, where you would only need to get 5 of the fragments here in the summon rush. They're structured 5 plus 15 as you just saw, and ideally if you do everything you're only going to need these 5. And if you haven't seen, I can walk you through really quick. Because you've got Ice Golem 5, and then you got 15 here, that's 20, 25, and then 30, plus the champion training tournament right here, that's going to get you up to 40, 45, and then 50, 55. Then we go from there down to the events, and you go up to 70 here for that 15, 75, and 80, 85, and 90, and 95, and then that means that you only need the 5 from the summon rush to get you to that 100, and that's without winning any tournaments or doing any sort of leaderboard type shenanigans, or not winning tournaments but completing them and then not worrying about the leaderboards, because you see how they have like the bonus 5 here. So that's what they meant by you should only need the 5 as long as you are diligent about being perfect in how you manage your fragments over the course of the whole Pythion event. And let's fire up the shop and see if there's anything worth going over. I've got the power packs here because of pulling a couple sacreds to get me in striking distance for the summon rush. And then I'm going to top it off with mystery shards. And hopefully only have to get that 5 like I just showed you laid out for the reason there. But a pack string for silver. This is because they've got an artifact enhancement event going on. But these typically are not very good. The monthly pack, we know the drill. We know the drill. The soulstone pack. Purchase limit of 2. Yeah, this isn't enough to get excited about plugging in. The special string pack, you've got the ancients, the sacreds, the voids, and then all 3. Now that last offer is what they should be. So, you know, for high spenders, this will be okay, but this doesn't look like this is going to be like 20 for 30, which isn't great. And then this will probably be like 2 for 40. And then maybe, yeah, I don't know. This isn't going to be super hype, but for high spenders that are going to be going crazy during the summon rush, I could see it. For the diligent spenders, the low to medium, this string pack would be a pass, and I don't see anything hyped up in the shop that would grade out super well. So good luck on your summon rushes. Hopefully you get something worthwhile on your way there. And let me know down below. What do you think about, is it even possible that happened? How interesting of a theory is that? How do you feel about the summon rush going on and everything like that? I'm going to head on over to the live section of this channel and hang out with you for a little bit if you want to pop in and say hi. But if not, I appreciate you. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. I'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your Friday. Peace.